Hi guys, and welcome to this Sit and Paint episode 4, I think it is, episode 4. So thanks for watching. We do really enjoy these Sit and Paints, and we enjoy your questions and comments. So these videos are designed for you to just grab your paintbrush, get some models that you need finishing, touching up, or you've just got, and you just need to get them done. I'm going to do the same. I've got my tools here ready, and Ian's going to chill out, relax. He's been painting a lot of Space Marines recently, hell of a lot, for his Barbarians chapter, for our narrative campaigns and forevermore on the channel.
So it's more of a chill and chat than a sit and paint.
Yeah. So what I've been doing recently, I've got lots and lots of Mantic zombies. These zombies are brilliant, and I think a lot cheaper, and in some ways better than the Games Workshop zombies, because they're just zombies. So I've been doing them for my Vampire Counts army. I've got a few more to clip off the sprues. I've got my Hellions that I've been working on still. I've got 2 more to do in this squad of 5. I just need to get on and do it. I've been working lots recently, so I've been neglecting the old painting. So I'm going to go through some of the questions that you have posted recently for us. Some of the things I bought recently for Games Workshop, and I talk about the new Tyranid models that are coming out in the most recent White Dwarf, the Toxicrin, and the other one, Malaceptor. Mali. We call him Mali and Toxie. So, ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Ready.
Let's go.
Hello! Okay, I have... Shall I do them in different accents?
Do the first one in a Swedish accent.
I'm from Sweden. Okay. Oh, you mean the guy from Frozen? Oh. Hello! Nice to meet you. What else did he say?
I don't know.
Oh, something about the weather. Hello! Crazy weather we're having.
I watched Frozen all of twice.
1.5.
1.5.
Hello! Okay, I have a couple of questions. This is from the Canadian Lord. Very sorry, Canadian Lord. We're doing a Swedish accent for you. Hello! Okay, I have a couple of questions. 1. Would you, if you were able to, field a manta? Easy answer.
Yeah. Obviously, it wouldn't just be a normal game. It would have to be a big apocalyptic game.
I don't even know how many points that is.
It's about 1,000.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe more.
2. I can't remember off the top of my head.
But it's like for years you've been like, I want a manta.
Well, the next I've got four barracudas.
You can glue them together and say it's a manta.
Why 4? I hear you ask.
Why 4?
Because it's just I like having.
You're a collector.
A big army. So the next one would have to be a tiger shark that I'd have to get. So if I had the money, yeah, I'd get a manta.
I wouldn't, because I don't need a manta.
Would you get a titan? Phoenix. Is it a Phoenix titan? No, I don't know.
You're talking about Eldar?
Yeah.
Alright, if I had the
Or
money...
a Hierodual. That's the big...
Yeah. If I had the money, I would buy 2 Titans for Eldar, and I'd buy the cockroachy Titan, the Tyranids, and the big flying one. That might be the hero.
Isn't the big flying one...
Heron. Blah, blah.
The heron?
Heron. Obviously you can get, I've got a Wraith Knight, and you can get Imperial Knights for any army. But no, the Forge Worldy stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have...
Also, with a manta,
Oh.
we were discussing this when we've been at... Because I think someone actually bought a manta once when we were at
Yes.
Warhammer World. And in Forge World it says, free delivery. It's like, well, that's actually quite good if you think about it, because of the weight of the manta.
Yeah.
And the size of it, it's that would be a hell of a lot of delivery. You'd be paying
I've
a lot for that as well.
I've seen Blue Table Painting have it, and they've had to wheel it in on this trolley because one person can't carry it.
So I said, wow, that's quite reasonable. But then you turned around and said, if I was paying that much for it, I'd want to pick it up to make sure everything was there. I was like, that's actually a valid point as well.
Yeah, because it's resin and it's so heavy, there could be cracks, there could be pieces not right, but I just want to make sure it was all good and I could take it home with me. I wouldn't even drive to Nottingham to do it. I'm spending that much, I may as well buy some petrol and do that. There's a second part to this question.
Ooh. We also have an unwritten rule that whenever we go to Nottingham, you have to buy something anyway. It's like going to Disneyland and not going on any of the rides.
Exactly. We go there, we battle, we have some food, and then we're kind of like...
Even if it's just a paint, you have to buy something, is the unwritten rule. So that time you could go and buy a manta.
So let us know the last thing you bought when you were at Warhammer World, or you'd gone out to a shopping centre and there's been a Games Workshop or a hobby store. What was the last thing you bought?
Do you have a favourite Space Marine chapter? Mine's a tie between either Raven Guard or Salamanders.
Favourite Space Marine chapter? Other than Barbarians?
Okay, so the actual, or I don't know, visually, I think Space Wolves would be up there in all the kind of categories. Gameplay, I like the way they play. The fluff, I kind of like that. Visually, I like them. Yeah, so Space Wolves would be up there. However, I quite enjoyed painting some Dark Angels, but for a friend of ours, who we might be inheriting them soon. We don't know yet.
Fingers crossed. He's got a large Necron and a large Dark Angels force, and we can hopefully add them to our collections and stuff like that.
So yeah, so Space Marines, Dark Angels, I think would be quite cool. Blood Angels.
Yeah, Blood Angels. I used to love them. I hated them.
Their gameplay's quite good, but
I then loved them when Dave did loads of Blood Angel stuff. But now not so much. But they're getting updated, so they could be amazing again.
Ultramarines.
I don't mind them. Their tactics and
They're
visually.
alright, yeah. With their new tactics, they're quite good.
White Scars are pretty cool.
White Scars. I do like White Scars.
But I like White Scars because they're. I don't like clean finished on the white. I normally have most of my models
Dirty. They haven't washed for weeks.
Are cleanly finished, but with White Scars I see them having like
a bit of
bits because they're
a
on
bit of
bikes
grey
and
stuff. Yeah,
they're pretty
but cool. I do like the concept of White Scars. Fast on bikes and everything.
When the Space Marine Codex came out, a lot of people were saying White Scars are pretty cool now with their bikes.
Other than that, Black Templars, Salamanders, they're all got good things about them, but my top 3 Space Marine chapters, Space Wolves, White Scars, and then probably Dark Angels, if I'm not including my Barbarians.
Out of all the Space Marines, Dark Angels were back in 4th edition. Back when we were like 16, they had their codex, and I thought they looked pretty cool. But I'd say because I've got Space Wolves, I'm not going to include them in my list because I think Space Wolves are amazing. Werewolf Vikings in space.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Look at that beard. He's a werewolf Viking.
I was going to say training it up. Training it up. I'm trying to get it so that I can plant him at some stage. Look at
You'd be a proper dwarf.
Just a bit too tall.
The actor who played the dwarf Gimli, the Lord of the Rings, was the
he
tallest
was
actor
the
on
tallest
set.
actor.
So we can work out. We can work.
Just chop my knees.
Yeah. White Scars. Not in no particular order. White Scars, Ultramarines. I'm Warriors Chaos.
They are.
What's the CG one that Space Marines have? It's silvery and I've seen it played before. Simon, you'll know that one.
And lastly, what is the thing you most want to field in a game? Mine's the Manta.
Most want to field a specific unit.
What was the thing I want as a thing I'm opening up to? I would love to field a huge apocalypse army of Tyranids, as if it was an invasion swarm with loads of the Forge World beasts, all of them, and many of them.
Well, depending on how the rest of the story of Taming of the Beast goes.
By the way, Taming the Beast is our narrative campaign. We're on, I think, mission 5 or 6, whatever it is. It's the last one.
It is coming.
All I'm waiting for is a piece of scenery from Warmill, and I'm waiting on some emails back because they've confirmed they've got my order, but apparently a week and a half later they've not sent anything out. And I think they are a UK-based company, which is not amazing.
So if you've been waiting for it and waiting for it and waiting for it, because it has been a while, but we've both been busy and it is coming.
Yeah, and we will sort that out for you guys. Don't worry. Are yours Manta or?
No, damn.
That's some good vocal action there.
I don't know. I'd like to field everything. If I had enough, again, if I had enough money, I'd quite like to field everything from all armies. Just because it's kind of fun. You gotta, I don't know. Maybe a Warhammer Titan or a Reaver Titan. That would be quite fun.
Jay Anderson.
Hello, Jay.
What accent?
I think you got to go with the Irish accent.
Oh, okay. Right. Top of the morning to you, Jay Anderson. Are you planning to get any of the new Space Wolves models and try them out anytime soon?
Well, I'm not. I'm not trying.
Actually,
what about you?
I quite am.
You quite are.
I quite am. I've been thinking that in the new years I can just finesse some of the armies I've got collector-wise, and I need to get there's
a lot you need to get.
What's the Space Wolves leader on the chariot?
Logan Grimnar.
I need Logan Grimnar. I need to get a couple more dreadnoughts.
Quite a few.
That's it, really. Actually.
What about the plane?
Oh, the dog plane. Yes, of course.
The dog plane.
I definitely get 1 or 2 of them. Maybe even 3. But
why would you need 3?
Because 3's more than 2.
Alright.
But I am planning to get some. It's just obviously finances. I'm trying to sort out some fantasy action because there's been quite a lot of. It's coming out of it now. Quite a lot of people asking for the Warhammer fantasy. I'm now going into the Irish accent. You know, like in what's the one where Brad Pitt is like? Snatch for it's like this. It's just all right.
Dogs.
Gosh.
Clearly you do like dogs, because otherwise you wouldn't have Space Wolves.
No, I like wolves. I don't like dogs. I like dogs, but I'd rather have cats.
Yeah.
I like
cats.
Kitties.
I prefer cats. If I did have a dog of any type,
You love them like your own.
I'd have a wolf.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Maybe. They're kind of crazy though, because they're a bit wild.
Those crazy wild wolves. We'll do one more. What accent? Russian. Okay, comrade. This is from Luke Barnes. Comrade, do you think Games Workshop is building towards a 40k end time scenario similar to what is occurring in fantasy? So in fantasy, end times is a reboot essentially for it. The Warhammer Fantasy FAQ came out last week stating that when you build your army, now Lords and Heroes are 50% instead of 25% of the percentage of points you have in an army. Similar to how when Nagash came out with his book, Nagash is 1,000 points. so they had to up it to 50%, and that's what's happening now. So they've rebooted it, doing all these new lords. It's going back to, I think, someone on the YouTube I was watching was taking it back a couple of editions ago when it was the dwarves are going to love it. You imagine it, this bulky, hard-hitting Death Star unit with on the front row 2 or 3 lords, and they're kitted out with a 2-up armor, a 1-up armor save, magic resistance, toughness like 5s, high strengths, lots of attacks. It's your front 2 essentially ranks is going to take them down. It's like the hitting force of ogres with the normal toughness of dwarves. Like, it's insane. And then you have cannons supporting you. Now, 40k, they are releasing little mini narratives. They did a box of Space Wolves and Orcs. They're going to be doing a Blood Angels and Tyranids one soon. But I think 40k is so... There's so much more success with 40k, and it's more well known. They don't need to initially bring in these new scenarios. They've got a rulebook that's just come out with essentially 12 missions.
Well, and before that, they had a rulebook, 18 months before that?
Yeah. So you've got these missions.
You
don't really need...
In most... we've been doing this we've been wargaming for a while. Back when we were younger, I found that Warhammer 40k was more popular. Then we got back into it a few years ago, and going to a wargaming club near where we live, it kind of seemed that fantasy was more popular. And now, a few years on from that again, 40k's become more popular again. But I think it does ebb and flow. Ebb and flow, is that right? I don't know. I'm going to go with that.
You're saying words now.
Yeah. That's generally what you say. So, popularity of different war games. However, I think, like you said, 40k has always, even when it's not been the most popular, it's been very popular still to maintain itself. Whereas I think fantasy over the last couple of years has drifted off somewhat, and so they needed a reboost, revitalise it, and get that's pretty cool.
Tyranid dice.
Get more people back into fantasy to get more models, so that they can then keep the company going. Do I think 40k is going to go the same kind of way? No, I don't. I think it's substantial enough to hold itself as it is, so that at the moment, who knows, 10 years they might have to revitalise it again, but at the moment it is strong, 40k.
Right, there's some questions we're going to answer today. Again, I've still been having issues uploading videos longer than an hour, unfortunately. So for a little while now, our battle reports will be going up in part 1, part 2 segments. Give us some feedback about that, if it's okay. Like, you can just sit down, watch part 1. If you like us to tweak things in our battle reports, would you like a summary of what's happened at the end of each part, and stuff like that?
Wearing any shoes?
Oh, he's looking at some Hellions. So we've just been to Niche Comics in Huntingdon, live around the corner from there, and I've bought some Dark Eldar. So I've got some Games Workshop glue. Unfortunately, Games Workshop glue is some of the worst glue out there, but the other craft shop is shut. They're not.
He's drunk.
He's not attached to it. I've also
are on backwards.
Well,
the wings.
No, they're on.
What? They're on different ways.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's all like crazy.
I've got some Dark Eldar Scourges. Scourges are amazing. I'm not going to have them how they seem to be filled at the moment with homunculi, so you can deep strike them and not scatter. I'm just going to have them as an awesome unit for taking down vehicles. Probably going to deep strike them anyway, but I won't scatter me. I don't scatter.
You always scatter.
Exactly, it's a risk. But these guys are awesome. They're also included in most Dark Eldar armies. I would definitely recommend them. So I've got a pack of them. You also got me a Dark Eldar Ravager. Awesome source of what it is. Lots of dark lances.
How is that different to the
Raider?
Raider?
Okay, so on the front, the Raider essentially is without those side bits.
Ah.
Same chassis, same it, but what you have is 2 extra men on the side with dark lances. So you've got 3 dark lances on it, and that's pretty much it. It's an extra tenner. 2 extra guns, essentially, is what I'm paying.
What points?
Points wise,
No, I couldn't use the test, don't I?
funnily enough, a Ravager and all that. Oh yeah, they're in the middle now, aren't they? They're not at the end of the codex. A Ravager is 110 points, and a Raider is about 655.
Okay, so you're paying twice as much for 2 more guns?
Yeah. That's it, really. I've also bought the White Dwarf 1st of November. The reason I've done this is because it has the rules and a look at the new Tyranid models. That doesn't mean Tyranids are going to be getting a new codex, because they're not. They're just releasing some new models. I need this book for the rules if I'm going to include them in my armies. And back in the day when Storm Talons came out, we used the White Dwarf rules. So we're kind of okay with it. And I want to get Ian's opinion on them. Toxicrene, what I'll do is, so it's easier for you guys, I'll put a picture of the Toxicrene and we'll continue chatting about what Ian thinks. So visually, it is essentially, looks like a lictor's head on a
Fireball's body.
a giant Bival's body. These are a bit bigger than an Orc Death Dread. So a little bit bigger than a Dreadnought. Probably a little bit bigger than Codex. So the Toxicrene, with its giant lash whips. What do you think?
Visually, it's alright.
It's alright. I think it looks quite epic with its giant lash whips. And the Meliceptor just looks like some of the other Tyranid beasts that are out there. So if I just skip forward in the White Dwarf, there's some good stuff in this actually. Some Chaos, Legions of Chaos again, mixing loads of stuff up. So, Toxicrene is 1 point more than 159. I'm saying it that way in case Games Workshop get arsy about me saying 160 points. Toxicrene has a weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3, strength 5, toughness 6, 5 wounds, initiative 3, 6 attacks, leadership 8, 4 up save. Generally, kind of the average numbers you'll be looking at for a monstrous creature. It's not as good armor save as a Carnifex, a few more attacks for it. It comes with Acid Blood, Choking Cloud, Lash Whips, and Toxic Miasma. Now, without looking at the Codex, the Acid Blood and Toxic Miasma, when you attack it, it does stuff back to you. The Lash Whips makes you initiative 1, I think. It's fearless. Its signature behaviour is feed, poisoned 2 up, and shrouded standard. So it's a 5 up cover save in the open. Being a monstrous creature, it will move through cover fine, so you can have it going through stuff, have a cover from building. It's going to be quite survivable, I think. It's got hypertoxic. Any hit inflicted by this model that has the poison special rule, including any hits caused by its choking cloud, gains instant death on a wound roll of a 6. So in close combat, it's a 2 up 6 attacks, probably needing 4s to hit with a weapon skill of 3, and then it's hitting on a 2-up. Any 6s are instant death, which does matter against characters with more than 1 wound, but everything else it doesn't really matter because it's a monstrous creature, it's AP2 anyway. So it's a nice little buff. Choking Cloud, 12 inch, so it's not a huge range. Strength 3, Assault 1, ignores cover, large blast, poisoned, 2-up, predatory sentience. When making armor penetration rolls against vehicles that are open topped or have lost 1 or more of their hull points, this weapon has armor bane. So 2d6 plus 3, not really going to have a chance of really taking a Land Raider down unless you're really lucky. But against Dark Eldar, Orcs, Rhinos...
Anything that's not 13 or 14.
Yeah, which is what you never take.
My Helldrake's not.
Can't hit it with a blast. For 160 points, I like it.
Is it heavy?
It's an elite.
Is that elite?
Oh, it might be. One of them's an elite. No, this one is a heavy, in fact, and this one's an...
Okay, so...
Well, one of them's a heavy, I can't remember which one it is.
Comparing to the rest of the elites and the rest of the heavies.
There is one real monster in the elites. In the heavies, everything good in the Tyranid Codex.
So,
Everything.
It's the case of...
Using this, you have to have an unbound list.
Yeah. It would slot into one of those heavies, which would then take away from... what are the rest of your heavies?
So the heavies,
Exocrine.
you got your fingers out.
I've got my fingers out.
Right. Exocrine, 2 Morlocks.
What, 2 more?
I've got 2 Morlocks. In
Oh no, I'm saying what can you have?
Oh, okay.
So Exocrine,
Morlock, Trigon,
Trigon.
Trigon Prime,
Trigon Prime,
Biovore,
Biovore,
Carnifexes.
which Carnifexes are an absolute must in most Tyranid armies now. So Morlocks, you could probably
Take one,
swap them out maybe now and again.
because they're quite random.
Exocrines,
They generally, they're all right. You've got 6 plasma shots or a large blast plasma.
they're not what's gonna win you the game. They're what's gonna keep you going. Trigon Primes, they're effectively Morlocks, slightly different. Bivore, it's alright again.
You have to use them in 3s rather than 1.
Yeah, groups of 3s. But on their own, they're not too bad. And then what was the last one?
Trigon Prime, Morlock, Carnifex.
Oh, yeah, we've done them all. So you could slot it in, change it round, but it's a case of...
The only thing is that this would be against you with little true. If you're against an army with lots of tanks, this wouldn't be too bad because obviously it has the armor bane if you weaken it. But there isn't going to be a lot of shooting
But
in
you
the
still have to-
Tyranids.
You still have to weaken it first.
That's the thing, there's not going to be a lot of things in the Tyranid Codex that's going to shoot and weaken a vehicle. They don't have anything really plus a strength 6
So
or 7.
you still have to have the Carnifexes there
You
to
need
get
to-
up.
yeah,
and smash
close
into it.
combat something.
In which case, why would you have that then to come in after the Carnifexes? Because the Carnifexes are going to effectively take out a vehicle.
So I see this being in a Monster Mash themed unbound list, or for a 2,500 point or more battle when you're just going to have whatever you
Anything
want.
you want,
And you just add him in.
Definitely.
But for his
Yeah.
points, 160 points.
He's not bad.
It's not
and
bad.
the what is the special rule?
He is instant
hypertoxic.
death.
Hypertoxic's alright against characters and stuff, but again, on his own, he's just going to walk up and he's going to take shots. He's going to die because he's a monstrous creature.
He's not going to win against a Typhus or an Abaddon in combat at all. He'll always be second best.
So
but he's only 160 points.
yeah, he's cheap. He's kind of cheerful, apart from the cloud that's following him around. But big games, I think he'd be alright. Smaller games, I think you're more likely to take Carnifex, which Carnifex are the Swiss Army knife of the Tyranids Codex, I think, at the minute.
They're amazing. They can open most things up, and with the shots you can have from them as well. It's amazing. The second one is the Malaceptor, 205 points. This guy looks like a Hulk in close combat, but he actually looks to be a Psyker. He is weapon skill, ballistic skill 3.
Same.
He's strength 6, toughness 6.
So he's slightly stronger.
Well, you say that, but the other one has a poison 2 up.
Yeah.
5 wounds, which are the same. Initiative 3, which is the same. 3 attacks, which is less, but this guy's leadership 10 and has a armor save 4 up. Now, leadership 10 because he is a Psycho, and it helps. He has Siphoning Talons, but only 1 set, so he doesn't get an additional attack with them. He's a Psychic Mastery level 2. Shadow in the Warp, obviously Synapse creature, which is always great, so this is a strong Synapse creature. He has a model special rule with a 5 up invulnerable save. This is so rare in the Tyranids Codex. One thing has an invulnerable save, and that's a Zone Throw.
Okay, bit excited about that.
Yeah, 5 up, Psyker, toughness 6, 5 wounds. A Malacept always knows the psychic power overload. A Malacept generates its remaining psychic powers from the powers of the Hive Mind. So, Psychic Mastery level 2. He comes with Overload, which is I'm going to talk about in a second. A Malacept generates its remaining powers. So, since it's a Psychic level 2, from the wording of that would mean he could use 2 from. It always knows this Overload, Psychic Power, so that comes standard with it. A Malaceptor generates its remaining powers. Now it would say power.
Yeah, but you get the Primaris.
But you don't get the Primaris when you have it from different psychic trees.
Yeah, but where is Psychic Overload from?
It's not from anything. It's
Special thing,
yeah,
so
which would mean he would have
the Primaris
and 2 more powers from the Tyranid and Overload. So he has 4 psychic abilities, is what I'm trying to say.
In how it's read there, yeah, I would agree with
Warp Charge 2. Psychic Overload is a focused Witchfire power with a range of 24 inches. The target must take a leadership test on 3d6. Vehicles are treated as having a leadership of 10. If the test is failed, non-vehicle models suffer D3 wounds with no armor or cover saves allowed. So, unlike some of the other stuff, if you roll a 6 over your leadership, you don't lose 6 wounds, you just lose D3.
Vehicle models.
And vehicle models suffer a single glancing hit with no cover saves allowed. The psychic can attempt to manifest this psychic power up to 3 times each psychic phase. Each attempt is resolved separately, however an enemy unit cannot be selected as a target of psychic overload manifested by the same psyker more than once each psychic phase.
That's quite huge, actually.
So you can get in between a load of things, either vehicles or a mixture of all, and go, boom, right, you've got 3 less models now. Boom, you've lost a whole point. Boom, you've lost a whole point.
And then do it all over again. You can.
That's all. Each side
Saying
phase.
that you can do it. What you can do it up to 3
3
times.
times per phase. So you
you
have to
can
do
do
it
the
each
same-
time.
So you don't have to.
So it's a you can do it as many times, up to 3 times per psychic phase.
Which effectively you could get 9 squats.
No, just 3.
It says you can do it up to 3 times, and each one is D3.
No, D3 wounds. So if you target a unit, if the test is failed, non-vehicle models suffer a D3 wounds with no. It's not D3 the amount of psychic power.
So you could get three units.
So you get 3 different units and potentially knock 9 models off the board in a psychic phase. Or you could do 3 whole points off 3 different vehicles. A whole point off 3 different vehicles. And it's a monstrous creature which is strength and toughness 6 with a 5 up invul. That's good.
I like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of it, which means that it could be quite good.
Yeah, and if this is the elite, I'd definitely consider it.
Thinking of how to, like, if you had that against Tau, for instance, taking up to three models off, 3 different units, that's 3
Essentially
back,
a leadership.
which is fine for me because I can pass on leaderships.
But if you think in a normal Tyranid list, the list I roll with, a Malaceptor would be counted really as a support unit.
Yeah.
But you will probably be shooting at the wing type tyrants,
Yeah.
the Morlocks, the Carnifexes. This guy's just going to be just get like annoy you.
Yeah.
Just just weaken you a little bit.
That kind of thing.
And by the time you
And that's actually more devastating than you think because it's the odd 1 or 2 wounds here and there that you're like, oh, I've lost a whole unit now because I've not been careful about the Malaceptor coming up and eating my ankles.
And he's got some really cool pictures of how big it is. It's got a nice little paint splatter section. It's Leviathan based, and it also helps you because one of them is stepping on a Blood Angel. A hint towards the Blood Angels coming out soon, and a nice simple way of highlighting.
What's your scheme? Does your scheme have a name? Because it's not Leviathan, is it?
No, it's made up. My colour scheme is I researched because I was going to go with Behemoth, which is the red one, red and blue.
Red and blue, yeah.
I researched and I found one that I really liked, wrote all the names of the paints down, and then I've not seen it, I can't find the article again. And basically it's inspired by a certain crab in like the Mediterranean or somewhere really hot, and it's basically a kind of sandy-esque, a dirty, whatever its tendrils are, and then the actual shell is blue, and so that's why mine is white, and I do a wash of Agrax Earthshade on it, and then I do lots of blends from dark blues up to quite a bright blue, and then I wash it with a blue wash, and that's pretty much it. And it does look good, and that's where it's inspired from. I haven't seen anyone else have that kind of colour scheme out there as well, so that's cool. But I do have a name for my Tyranid Highfleet. I just can't remember. I've written it down somewhere. It does. Dave. Highfleet Dave. So so that's what we've been up to. I've been assembling zombies, painting Hellions, buying Dark Eldar, and I always say this: I'm not going to buy any models until I finish painting what I've got.
That's rubbish.
Never happens. If that happens with you, let us know, because you made. So and you've been doing lots of Space Marines, ready?
Yeah, I've just been building up the Space Marines, topping them off. Question for you: if you had Tyranids, how would you paint them? Not for you, for you. How would you paint them? Because I had a thought of doing them like black with highlights of maybe yellow and quite bright colours on, like, but a black carapace and like the fleshy bits, more bright colours, yellow, maybe green, a few pinks in there maybe. But be interested to know what you think, what you'd paint your armies, what colour. If there's any armies, not just Tyranids, if there's any armies out there that you've painted and gone, you know what, it's not the normal, but I quite like it. Like these Dark Angels that we painted. The guy wanted them blue as opposed to Dark Angels green. At first I was just like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Why is he doing this to me? But I painted them up, and you know what? I they're not too bad.
You really enjoyed doing it as well. I think you just done a load of town models or something, and you just had something different, and it was like actually,
yeah,
kind of cool.
But yeah, they're blue and the kind of creamy ivory colour, as opposed to green and the creamy ivory colour. So, or if you've got ultramarines, but you've painted them purple and pink.
Sounds familiar.
This does sound familiar. What other crazy colour schemes have you done? Or what other colour schemes have you kind of adapted for yourself?
So
You're gonna continue with that.
I'm gonna carry on with these zombies, putting them together, cleaning them up. You're gonna probably play some FIFA.
I might play some FIFA.
If any of you guys have an Xbox 360 and you're online and you play, say, Destiny or FIFA 15, just let us know. You can send us a message on the Facebook group. Tell us your name. We'll link up and we can play some games with you that way as well. That'd be really cool, actually.
Tig.
Or tag.
Careful, you've got clippers in your hand.
So
Just cut my whole arm off.
Right, you go win me a gold pack, and I'm going to do these. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Mark on the Xenovids channel.
I've been Ian.
Hello. Yeah, so let us know what projects you've been up to. Let us know if you've been doing some cool, quirky colour schemes, and we'll be doing a video soon about our Christmas Cup tournament. We don't know who's going to be there, how many armies we're going to be doing now.
I'm gonna be there.
And we'll discuss with you guys the tournament rules. It's going to be, I think we're going to go with a knockout tournament, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be played just before Christmas. Hopefully, I'm going to have them up, edited, and up around Christmas Eve time. So you guys, while you're getting ready for Christmas, or if you're even on Christmas Day,
Last minute wrapping presents.
yeah, and on Christmas Day getting some stuff together, you've got your presents, opening them up. Oh, you're going to beat this guy. Chemistry's, he's got a good team though.
What does it mean when it's got a blue thing around his shield?
He's
the best man in
the
the
world.
Isn't he?
Yeah, on Christmas Day you'll be able to watch the battle reports. And I don't know if you're working over the weekend, what your hours are over Christmas, but we may even try and slot in a trip to Warhammer World. So you can meet up with us. We'll do a battle and hang out at Warhammer World, and obviously buy something because that's all we do at Warhammer World. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
Goodbye.
Oh.